All right, so what you are seeing is Kim is going to harness and hitch these two girls. This is their first lesson, so we're going to go through this. When you bring your dogs into the ring, whether if you're doing novice, they're coming in on leashes, and then you take your leash off to proceed to harness and hitch. If they're an open, you bring your dog in, you put them on in whatever position you want. Could be sit, a stand, as down, whatever you want. You leave your dogs, you take your leash with you, and you go bring your cart into the ring. What's important to know is that your dogs can be in any position facing any direction. When I work open, I definitely have my dogs facing me because I want them to see where I'm going. And Kim is hitching these girls the way that I would normally hitch, which is put a harness on, go put the dog in between the shafts. Both of these girls know how to, quote, step in, or whatever your command might be for stepping between the shafts. And you can see that by having the other straps and such already in their position, that she's minimizing the time that these girls have to stand around, right? So that was the first time she hitched Indy, but obviously she's hitched her girl a bunch of times. So they come in, they stand in between the shafts. Because those shaft loops are already on, she's just able to lift up the shafts and hook all 4 clips, right? 2 black harnesses, probably not the best idea for videoing. Kind of just hit me there, but it's all I got. I like black, so. So she's clipping all 4, and then she will move to clipping the traces, and these girls are in position and they can just stand there. So we'll talk about couplers a little bit for a second while she's finishing. You may have a couplers on your dog, or you don't have to. If you do not use a coupler, then you are traces. Then you are going to you have 2 leashes. That's the only difference. So I've done both couplers and not couplers. I don't know. I don't know that there's a huge difference. I don't think the dogs are leading each other around by the collar or the couplers anyway. So I don't know that that makes a huge difference. And Kim, you just unhooked. Yeah, there you go. So you can experiment whether or not you want the couplers, okay? And then if you're doing novice, at this point the leashes are on. So this is why this is the one reason I use a coupler, is because when the leashes, I don't want to have 2 leashes. So if you don't use a coupler, then in novice you have to have 2 leashes, 1 on each dog. If you use a coupler, then you only need 1 leash. So that was a beautiful harness and hitch. That was very efficient. It didn't take any time at all. Thank you, Kim. Good job. And we're on to the next lesson.